Okay, criteria number 2. You've got to have some money to work with. You can be the nicest, sweetest, most well-intentioned person in the world, but if you have little or no money to work with, you're not going to have any chance at settling your credit card debt for less than full balance. That's just the cold, hard reality of the situation. So, how much money are you going to need? Well, obviously, it's impossible for me to say to the dollar what it's going to take, but I can give you a pretty good estimate that will at least get you in the ballpark. The rule of thumb is this: if you know what you're doing and you manage your situation properly and you meet the minimum criteria that I've outlined for you in this video series, you should be able to secure settlements with your creditors for at least 50 cents on the dollar or less. In some cases, even 30 or 40 cents on the dollar. Naturally, the standard disclaimer applies in that past performance does not guarantee future results. Your results could be higher or lower than this. All I'm trying to do is give you a good conservative estimate based upon what I have observed for many years. Our long-term statistics show that most settlements are between 30 and 50 cents on the dollar, averaging right around 40 cents on the dollar. And yes, you do get the occasional settlement at 20 or 25% of the balance, and sometimes you run into a stubborn creditor that wants more than 50% of the balance to settle. But it's like a bell curve. Most of the settlements that I've personally observed are between 30 and 50 cents on the dollar, averaging right around 40 cents on the dollar. But I need to emphasize again that the people getting these kinds of results meet all of the minimum criteria that I've outlined for you in this video series, and they implement the correct strategy. Also, real important, don't begin a project like this thinking that you are going to be able to settle everything for 25 or 30 cents on the dollar, because that may or may not happen. You might have one or more creditors that are just tough to deal with. In other words, when I mention that debts often can be settled for 30 to 50 cents on the dollar, the natural tendency is, oh, I'll take the 30 cents on the dollar option. If only it were that easy. Therefore, before embarking on the debt settlement process, I always recommend that a person goes into this assuming that it's going to take about 50 cents on the dollar to get everything settled, because that could happen depending on how cooperative or uncooperative your creditors choose to be. If you are able to secure some settlements for less than 50 cents on the dollar, you'll have some money left over. This is the safe, conservative way to go about this. As the old saying goes, better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. If you found this video helpful, please check out the rest of the videos in this series at hoffmanbrinker.com/videos. See you there.